Thank you. Thank you. No problem. Oxygen box. Yes, I love for somebody to come and clean this pile in front of me. Have a seat so that I can sit on it and have a little bit less pressure on my bum, I guess. We have goggles just in case you guys spit on me, and we have I don't know what's this. It's kind of a bag, a laptop bag, I think, and my green screen, some prayer mats. What else? Yeah, kind of like my room. It's not too bad. How's the weekend, guys? And sorry about yesterday. I was trying to rush back home but couldn't get back in time, so I reckon that I should reschedule it today so it's a bit more chill and I won't be out of breath when actually talking about it. So as you know, this is the second part about the AWS ML AI CryptoAnnouncer. Oxygen box have hidden cameras everywhere. Why do you think he created that cat facts skills about cat facts? It's a hidden camera. When you activated it, night. Watch out, trailers. Does that work? Roll 2d2. Oh, it's R2D2, sorry. Who's R2D2? Okay, a little defeat. You look so small. Are you that small in real life? Sometimes I don't know who my audience is. They could be like a 5-year-old, crypto genius watching my stream. And I don't know who. Okay, so... Excuse me. So we have we're doing an AWS ML and AI CryptoAnnouncer project, and the way we are going to achieve this is using a kind of a cheat by using this online program called PipeDream. Oxygen box, tell 9D sugar plum 80 and trailers. You know what to do. AWS ML, machine learning AI CryptoAnnouncer project using PipeDream, which glue these all things together. So we get our feed from Twitter. So just for the benefit of everybody else, let me restart again, and because it's going. Thank you, Tradeless. And for the benefit of people who are joining us from YouTube recording, because this is going to be recorded, so watch what you say in the chat. All recordings are for test purposes. Where was I? Okay, so let me start back. Just one sec. Where's my logo? Oh, hang on. Hello, welcome to the Voice Tag Go Zulu Twitch stream. Today we are going to do a little stream for probably about an hour or so, or maybe less, which is the part 2 of our AWS ML AI Crypto Announcer project. We will be going through basically starting from where we left off in the previous project. So the project is all about taking a look at Twitter sentiments, and of course this is not by all means a very kind of a production ready. It's more for a learning thing, and you guys can take it across and what you learn and build a more robust version of it. We have a few people in the audience like Trailas, who's a lot more better in sentiment analysis and stuff. But what I'll be showing you is kind of a way to do it, and maybe with a smaller sample size, obviously, so that we can actually run it through and without waiting and going to sleep while waiting for the whole process to actually finish. So the crypto announcer will take a look at what's the sentiments in Twitter of a particular keyword. For instance, Cardano in this case, because Cardano is actually going through the roof. I think it's went down a bit lately, but it has going up quite a fair bit, and it's going to be the third largest cryptocurrency, I think, going forward. And every time Bitcoin and Ethereum goes up, it will also go up. So I want to just make sure I time, because the market that's going up all the time is not so good in terms of your kind of investment efficiency. So you want it to watch out when it actually goes down. So when it goes down, a lot of people say, Elon Musk say Cardano is bad or Dogecoin is good or something like that, and then the Cardano will actually go down, and the sentiment is quite negative. That's when you take a look at it and take a look at if it actually goes down, you want to try to buy. Of course, the simplified version of this is just check the sentiments and just tell you, make an announcement. And I want to see how we can actually make it a proactive announcement, because some of you coming from the Alexa space, the skills space, or the Google Assistant space, who's joining me on this stream at the moment, knows that we can actually proactively ask Alexa or Google to actually make an announcement. We can only send a notification to those guys that can then, after when you actually check the notification, see what the announcement is all about. So there's a few ways we're going to explore on how we can actually do this to proactively shout out announcements to you, or maybe a better way of notification. I don't know, but that's something that we have to explore that in the second half of this stream. So the first half, let's take a look at where we have accomplished so far. So I'm going to run through, and I think for the benefit of some of the people who are just here, I'm just going to do a quick overview of PipeDream, probably around 5 minutes or so. So you can go to PipeDream by going to pipedream.com. And of course you don't see this, you see some other welcoming screen. I think I think I'm logged into Stritely to let's see whether I can sign up. Okay, so this is what you see. So it has already kind of good tutorial for you to follow. In which case, I think it says kind of eerily looking into sentiments, and but the way that you look at the sentiments is by using an npm package called which I don't know the pros and cons between that, but trailers you probably know a bit better. So there is actually an npm package for sentiment analysis. I think it's that one, sorry. So I think this one, yep, correct. So basically you just require sentiment, new sentiment, result sentiment, analyze cats are stupid, and it just tells you the score with comparative. I'm not sure what a comparative means, but negative 0.66. It could be the confidence, I'm not sure. And it can detect different languages as well. Stupid. No, that's Italian. Otherwise, it's French. Yeah, French. Anyway, so this one, it's not too bad. So if you want to save a few micro cents, calling comprehend, which I don't think you need to. I think comprehend is a very awesome sentiment analysis. I've used it in production at the moment, and it's just really good for my clients. So I can't say as such about the sentiment for this, but it's something that you guys want to or might want to consider if you're not using this. Okay, so Trailer said that she should try that in my sentiment sweep skill. It currently compares 4 external sentiment platforms, but would be good to compare an open source alternative. Yeah, so it is open source, and so I'll paste this in the link so you guys can have a look and play around, and it'll be interesting to put in the comments in the YouTube video that going to be generated from here to see what kind of sentiment analysis you guys use. I'll be glad to, or sort of really want to hear what you guys think about it. Anyway, so coming back. So we go back to this. So PipeDream basically connect APIs remarkably fast, and I'll say it's fast. I mean it's like super duper fast. I set it up very quick. It's free to start with, right? And it doesn't even have expiry for the thing. I think it's always free if you go below a certain, I think 10,000 requests or something like that. So it hooks up into all this stuff. So some of you guys from here might be interested with Airtable, the Slack, Twitter, obviously Google Drive, a lot of people Google Sheets, and I'll show you how easy it is to actually hook it up into Google Sheets and stuff. So coming in, let's go back into my account. I can't remember whether I use GitHub or I use my actual. Ooh, shucks. Oops. Sorry, guys. Oh, my workflow is gone. Don't tell me did I use GitHub? No. Please don't let me go. Don't disappear. Oh no. Where did I? This is not my workflow. Oh dear. You guys remember what count I was in just now? No, I signed out and I forgot what it is. Jeez. All my previous work, all our previous stream will be gone because there's no. Okay, let me try. So I went into it using GitHub just now. That didn't work. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me see the VOD. How do I watch my own VOD? Okay. Just 1 second. I can probably do it to show that how it's easy to do it, but kind of a waste of time. I don't want you guys to. I want to at least make the announcement today. LMN. So all my Twitch streams are actually recorded onto my NAS drive, as well as uploaded into Twitch. So I'm just trying to find my. Okay, so that do we know what date was that broadcast? I think it was a 17 or 18. No, that's on the 18 was a skillful builder, so it could be after the 19. No, that's Google Actions on the 19. Could be 17 and the day before. Oh dear. There's a random factors thing. So it couldn't be 2017, could be 16. Oh yeah, that's that's kaboom. Okay, why did I actually record? Oh no, 13. It'll be a Friday. Alright, I got it. Okay, what did I say? That Gul Zulu. You just say Gul Zulu. Unfortunately, it doesn't say what it is. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties will save us probably half an hour. PipeDreams. Let's see which email address I actually used to actually go into PipeDreams. Oh, it's not PipeDream, it's PipeDream. Alright, so you see Gold Zulu. So it's one of these, it's really. Oh no. It is that one. So this is Google. My workflow, global error workflow. No workflow. Okay, this one it doesn't say. Oh, GitHub. Ah! Thank you, Trailers. How did you do it? Thank you. My savior. Gotta get a horn. Oh. Where's my horn? Oh, okay. Fireworks will do as well. Look at all my audio. Timestamp 2006. Wow. Not that I dub you, but 2006. No. What? 2006. How do you search it? Do you use GPT-3 to help? There. I actually say, just use my GitHub account. Thanks, Jaylas. Okay, so let's go back to CryptoAnnouncer. Okay, as you can see here, okay. Before that, let me just go into quick overview of this one. So you start with a workflow, and then what you can do, what you need is to find out what kind of triggers you need to happen to before the workflow actually goes through. So you can do a HTTP trigger, which means you send a HTTP request to some endpoint that PipeDream will actually give you, and then it will trigger the workflow. Schedule is on schedule as such, so you don't need to HTTP to trigger it, but it will just run at a particular schedule, or like a cron job. Email, if it gets you send to a particular email address, which is pretty useful, especially if you are actually in an email program already. You can just forward that email to that particular email address, and then PipeDream can take whatever, let's say, attachment, split out the attachment, decompress the CSV or decrypt the CSV or whatever, analyze the CSV that's attached to it. So for instance, and then sort it out into the database. Can do that as well. So obviously RSS feed, so your favorite podcast, whatever comes out, new one, it records it and informs to you, or records it, stores in the S3, whatever you want. And then SDK, they have a very powerful SDK. That means you can actually do all this by integrated deep into your own program. For instance, we might look at it from Alexa perspective later on. We could possibly, upon a trigger by voice for somebody asking about certain thing, let's say, I love to do this, like, how many Instagram followers are there, or something that's fetch the data, process it quickly, and do it, and after that spits back a result. But what I like about PipeDream is, as opposed to, let's say, if you actually have an Alexa skill and you actually do it all in Node.js, you can actually do that. But the good thing about PipeDream is you can actually assemble these pipes externally without recertifying your Alexa skill, and you can tweak the flow or change the flow and test the flow and everything like that as an external entity that's easily configurable. So it's easier than republishing the skill. So it's kind of good. I mean, you're still limited to the amount of time that the response need to come back from Alexa. Sorry, let me turn off my wake up word. Okay, so for instance, let's say your simple HTTP. So now I did a HTTP trigger, right? So the trigger is set actually at this particular, kind of funny address. It's generating events to trigger it. So we can then, upon that trigger, we can say what the action is going to be. So you can use my actions, which you already built. There's actually components. You can actually build a component. So I'll be building the component in open source, is it? That possibly return back to Alexa notification or something like that. So it's easier for you just piece it up together. Discord hooks, Slack, Chugabot, GitHub, another HTTP hook, Google Sheets, Airtable, and then I tell you, there's like hundreds of apps. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So, or you can simply run a road.js code, and I like their road.js code because they and on some of this integration, if the integration is via API, for instance, I'll show you later how easy it is to do AWS one. So send yourself an email, okay, this is pretty cool. Let me talk about this. I mean, I don't want to confuse you guys a bit more. Yes. Yes. You can use, okay, I'll show you later at a point. Trailers and yeah, I was very excited about this. Let me come to it in a short while. So let's say run Node.js. So here they got kind of an easy function that you can run. It's called respond, and respond takes in a few parameters, which I totally forgot. Need to always have the helps in the book. So go here. By the way, their quick start is really good. So that's the response here. Code. Let me copy this. That one. Okay. So you put await there. Forgot that. So await response. And you see here, you got a good linter, and so you see there. Okay, so it goes there. So let me just save this. So hello world is going to be triggered. So if I go and deploy this, now that's live. I take this out, put this, and just call out from any public. It says hello world. Sorry. So then, what you can also do is you can sort of put in a parameter. Oh, so you see here, they also got all the test test code that you can run on all this programming language. So if you forgot how Node.js want to call it, go to Node here, just copy this, boom. You're already calling it, and then you're getting the results. I think. No, you're just triggering it, not getting the results here. I think. Body. No. Yeah, this is just calling it. You have to see the results whether it's coming through. Or you can do actually using a curl call from command line, which I will be using it a bit later. So that it's we can check how we can actually apply that. So the other thing you can actually do here is actually to accept a parameter, and to do that you actually go into kind of lost in here. I'm pretty sure we can change this HTTP, or we might have to create an event. Let me go back to the. We might actually have to call in an event. No. Pretty sure past data triggered workflow via query. Let me try here. So if I put slash m equals trade loss. Okay, so let's see. Down here you can see inside events here. So there's a good debugger here. So that's 44. That's what we have called just now. So see, here's a raw event, which we call, see what yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one, raw event, and we call this, and then we turn back to it should actually show it here. For some reason it's not giving me the. Let me just go back and take a look at my unnamed one or the HTTP quick start. What did I do different here? So that's correct. That is the correct one. Okay, so maybe it's actually not there. It's actually in the next step that I need to actually, oops, go back into my workflow, test one, there's no name, and we go there and then take a look at the actual code that we have there. So go back, workflow, blah blah blah, and it's interesting. Okay, it used to be just a click that actually something's supposed to be easy, and now it's a bit hard. Not sure what's going on here. So maybe I need to add something in between. Could be this one, because this is HTTP hook. Okay, maybe this is one, because just now add was actually a trigger, so I actually have to have a webhook. Okay, and the webhook needs to be a GET request. Yeah, because it's actually a GET. No. This is actually you making out a GET request. Come on, what's wrong? Okay, let's cheat a bit. Let's go here. And okay, that's the one. We copied this, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so deploy and generate a URL trigger, blah blah blah. Okay, what am I doing wrong? I'm not following instruction properly, innit? I did call this, and I did select the event that we just generated, which was this one. Oh no, this is a new one, isn't it? Okay, so one thing that you got to note is it's actually any GET request will give also a favicon.ico. So there's actually two things. So maybe that's why it was the confusing on my side there just now. So just go back again, and that's the one that we have. What did we save just now? Okay, so yeah, there's a favicon. I think we were looking at the wrong place. So if I put here, no, that's also another favicon. That's two favicon. Okay, that's the actual thing that actually calling it. So let me pull up again, and then name equal to trailer. Come on. Okay, so it pulls out. So that's a next new one, which is that one. Was it that one? No, that's, yeah. You see here, it's actually it says here name equals trailers. So what you do is you take your copy path here, And then in your code, what you do is hello $, like that, and then you save it and deploy. So that's how you do it. That's how the whole world rocks. So let's try different. So do not shows not trade. Last little defeat, right? What? Hello, the freaking. Oops, sorry. Step trigger event URL. I must have copied the wrong one. Sorry. It's not this path that I had to query. It's the first query object, which is this one. Wait. It is. Where's my get request? Hello. It didn't split it up. Why? You need to pull out this, just the name. Come on. What did I do wrong? Let's close this a bit and tidy up. Okay. Sorry. Okay, let me go back. When in doubt, consult the RTFM. Okay. So I was there. Then I did copy. Oh no. For some reason, query is actually exposed here. And query is not exposed in our thingy here. Oh no, it is. Ah, that's the one. Ugh. So it should be. It's basically just a JSON object. So you see here, steps trigger. No, steps trigger event query name. Steps trigger event query name, which is little defeat, right? Now save that and deploy this. And now I can say something like oxygen box. Oxygen box has a hand me down problem. Yes. Hello, oxygen box has a hand me down problem. Have you solved that problem, oxygen box? Sorry, I was just referring to some questionnaires in Slack. We'll have a look at it maybe later. Okay, so coming back, we did have that. So that's just how easy it is actually to pass through. So let me go back to our current thing, which is CryptoAnnouncer. At last. Oh, what's that? I was having a call. Somebody actually did try to call it 7 days ago. So anyway, let me run this. So how you actually can run is you can possibly go and I don't want to turn that on. There's a way for me to, let me delete all the events first. Okay, so let me go through this. So it triggers the same thing, right? And then it gets that it triggers from directly from Twitter. So any Twitter thing that actually comes through with it, it takes what? It grabs in a lot of 5. A lot of 10. But this one, it's actually the cycle. It's actually going one by one. So you see here the full text. That's the latest one that actually being spoken about Cardano. And that pulls through here by using the copy path here. I just take this, which basically just from the trigger, it just return a clean response, which is just the full text. Then that full text goes into this thing called to answer to your question, oxygen box. So with this, what I did was I just have an AWS action, and in here you just have to connect your profile. So here what I did was I just create a AWS IAM user called PipeDream, and the only thing I give that PipeDream IAM user is Comprehend access. Of course, you can add, like you said, Lambda, whatever you want to call it. So here, this AWS kind of SDK, they'll give you already this top stump already, I believe, and you just write the bottom bit. So it's pretty easy. Look at AWS SDK require. Then this is where you pass. You just have to have this format because I've already registered and it's securely stored in my environment, kind of thing. So I don't have to say it out in code here. The access key, secret access key. Then all I need is I just pull out with the AWS version 3 at the moment. It's pretty good. You don't have to get the whole AWS SDK like this. I think this is probably not the best way. But you can just get the client comprehend and then pulls in only the stuff that you want to actually comprehend the sentiment on, the text. Then you create a client where you pass in the credentials. I think the last time my mistake was not passing in the credentials, which is here. I just pass in the region because I thought that once you do this, you actually authenticate, but it's not. You have to pass these credentials, which is just this auth.aws, just an environment thing that they store for you for convenience. Once you actually create this thing, which you do it here, by the way. I think you click on connect apps or one of these things. And once you have that into client, the params that you pass, which is the text that I got, which is this one. So this one is taking the feed from this one. So if you go actually the by default, the response will be stored in the what they call the this thing. So it's steps.grab Twitter text, and it'll be in the return value in this format. So the output of it will always be in this return value, and then the response it will send out it to comprehend, and you get the response and the sentiment. So if I run this, let me see, any question? So return value is the standard reference to the, yes, correct. So anything that you see or you do here in PipeDream with a $, it has it kind of like their internal functions or whatever. So you notice before I did like a $, $response, for instance. That's a function that PipeDream provides. And then you got the $. Well, this one is not. This is just a normal superimposition. Interpolation, sorry, not super. So that's done. There is actually a way for you. So I have not turned this on, because if I turn this on, then I guess it goes nowhere, because it just responds and then it does nothing here, right? So what I want to do is try to test this part here. So there is a way to do it by going, I'm pretty sure, under sources. So I create a new source as part of the Twitter eventing just now. I create a new source called Cardano mentions. And then after that, they got a new request also. Let me see, what's the new request? Okay. So new request is actually a schedule workflow that I did. Yeah, it's not there. So Twitter feed will just come through, I think. So let's go to the Cardano mentions. So you see here, this is actually a live feed. Although I haven't turned it on, that means it just doesn't go into the thing. But in the background, it does the request. I hope it's not going into my free plan. Let's go back. Maybe you're actually going into 10,000 requests going into me. So we go back into sources. So go back into Cardano mentions. Okay. So that's the one that's already integrated. So Twitter search mentions, right? Which is my CryptoAnnouncer here. And then I got this this is called Cardano mentions. Oh no, there has a test event here now. Okay. I'm not sure why it didn't show just now. But anyway, you can sort of see the Cardano mentions here. You know, the different triggers of the events. This is the output. So all these are actually the response text because it got nowhere to go. You just speed it out into console at the moment. But if we go back into workflow, we go back to CryptoAnnouncer just now. So as you see here, you can send a test event. So if I click on this, okay, you go through here, see execution in progress. So it's actually calling out Comprehend this stage. It's real time now. And you see it returns back already. Sorry, you haven't called Comprehend. It just calls Twitter, grab it. Now it has a text, and then you see here it actually pulls out the response that I got from it, which is mixed. The salty other Cardano people are hilarious. Imagine hating a digital currency with such passion. Like really, what's up to life? Imagine. Maybe this is a mix. Yeah, I can't really tell, right? Could be neutral or mix. So my idea is probably if it's neutral or mixed, we're just going to drop it. We're not going to count it to getting quantum onto us. Superposition. Okay. Let me recall what we did. Okay, so we're up to CryptoAnnouncer now. We have something that actually pulls out the sentiments, whether it's mixed or not mixed. Now to the next stage is we're supposed to give it to AWS, ML, AI, and Poly. Now before we do that, one thing that's kind of I'm not sure at the moment, and we probably have to find out, is in this workflow, does it spit out only one sentiment every 15 minutes that I set this to? So if I go edit here, it actually pulls out the actual source code for the Twitter bit. That's interesting. Now I go into events. So next execution every 50 every 15 minutes. So timer, right? So go into here. Okay, here. That's where we configure it. So we use the voice tag guy. Search term is Cardano. Result type is recent. So I don't know whether it's better to go popular or mix. What do you think, Trailas? I guess more recent will be more accurate than popular, because you can be popular but not recent. Or for the purpose of kind of sampling the sentiment in the previous how many minutes, should we go and look at recent Twitter posts, or should we look into the mix, or whether we should look into popular ones? More recent in order to get signals in time to make decisions. Okay, good. Thank you. So retweets, I'm excluding retweets, because if it comes in and then it's such a duplicate, I count retweets as a duplicate, and I also exclude any replies. So if somebody comes out something and somebody replies it, I don't want that reply to be analyzed. Only English value, and locale, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's more about the country specific. Only J is currently effective. Okay. Specify the language. Restrict tweets to a given language. Okay, I'm not sure then. So geocode, we can tell within certain kilometers, whatever, doesn't really matter. And reach the tweets. Those should compare recent with popular. Do both and see if you can extract significant if there is a difference. Okay. That's pretty good. So we can possibly do that as well. So recent, and so we need to have two pipelines going in. Let's do one, and then we can then augment it and make it a little bit more what do you call it, robust, by adding the other one. But that's a good point there. So this one is a count, the maximum number of tweets to return per API request. You can have up to 100. I think 100 is a Twitter limit, I think. Oh no, this is a Twitter limit. Maximum number of API requests per execution. Multiple requests. Twitter limit API request to per 15-minute interval. Okay. So I do 15 minutes. I think Twitter can do more, to up 180, I think, per request. I don't think we need to make a lot of calls every minute. We just make one and batch it every 15 minutes. I think that's good. We can always change this to slightly less. Just that no need to divide 180 to the number of intervals that we have between 1 to 15. So right now, okay, so enrich each record with created at transparent, the tweet URL and profile URL of the author. I think that's fine. Well, let's put it as much data as possible, no harm, right? Because we're just pulling it in, and then after that, the more data we have, the merrier. Then we can always whitelist a certain tweet URL, who maybe if it's from a very influential person, we can actually weight it a bit more. Or maybe the shorter profile can cross-reference against a list of Twitter influencer, whatever, which would have a lot more impact. So that's go through, right? So that's the feed. So the question that I have is that every 15 minutes here, we set it to so it returns the maximum 10. But what I get here in, let's see if we got in events. So do we get 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. So okay, this is the thing, right? Does it duplicate and overlap? So you see here on the 50th mark seconds. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then after that it's only, so I don't see there's an overlap there, right? There's no overlap. So every 15, every new ones. So if that, it could be only 0. It could be 0 every 15 minutes if nobody mentioned Cardano every 15 seconds. So we got to take note of that, right? So no, 15 minutes, sorry. So not 50 seconds, but 15 minutes. So right now, that 15th minute interval, there was 10, a full one. And then there's another 8 there. So what we want to do is every 15 minutes, what do we want to do? We want to see what actually run. Okay, before I start putting it into Polly the parrot, waste a lot of money if I'm putting in rubbish there. In fact, I don't want Polly the parrot or AWS Polly to say out all the sentiments for each one of those Twitter feeds per 15 minutes interval. What I want is to consolidate all the different tweets that's under, right? So let's do a count. Okay, how do we do a count? Okay, so we have to have a state, right? So rather than call out or some whatever, there's a PipeDream actually has a way in which it can actually store a state in a particular variable. Okay, and the variable is called, I can't remember what that variable is called now. Managing state. Where's managing state? Managing state. Where are you? Where's the state? Workflow? That one, workflow states. Okay. So sometimes you need to save state in one invocation of a workflow and read it the next time your workflow runs. For example, you might need to keep track of the last ID, whatever. Anyway, what we want to keep track is a state, and states are stored inside this checkpoint variable if it's at workflow level, and at step level, it is stored in this dot checkpoint. So if we go back here, we could possibly store the state of the sentiments. Let's do a count first. Let's see how many the count per run is that. Okay, I think we got to store it at the workflow level rather than at the step level, because it's not a matter of comparing one tweet against the previous tweet, but it's comparing the state is actually maintained per run of the workflow. Am I right, trailers? Or anybody? I think it is. So let's see where we want to put it. Should we do another step? Let's do another step to make it clean, right? Wait, just step triggers event full text. Should I? If I put it here, it might actually interfere into this because he's looking at it. So I don't want that. AWS Steps AWS Comprehend Sentiment. Oh no. Where should I put it? Okay, that's a trigger. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. So if you look at my previous tweet, no, Twitch stream, we did do it in a batch. But the thing is that because during that time, when I was doing a batch, well, it actually failed horribly for some reason. I'm not sure why totally, but at the same time, we do not know the concept of a batch. In this workflow context, we do not know how to actually capture all the tweets first before sending it across in the batch. So right now we're just learning this about checkpoint. So checkpoint is a kind of a key thing, but I want to explore this a bit one level down first. Let's take it baby steps. Let's find out how do we store the count first, and where do we display the count? Yes, correct. Whether it's send is the batch or send tweet by tweet basis, correct. I would think that it would be better if we send is in a batch. So it'll be the only difference to the batch is, you see here, detect sentiment command. I think the batch at the end will make it into detect sentiment command batch, and the text that you send here, you see here, is actually just text. It'll be an array of different texts. Pretty sure that's the only difference, but right now it works fine with the thing. So I want to find out the number of count, and where should we display this count? Tell you what, let's take a look at the previous tutorial on real word Twitter to Slack. No, new RSS items. Yep, that one. Run workflow on schedule. So that's how I remember I told you about the schedule that I have on the mention thing. Yeah. So anyway, let's go this, because they have this thing, email yourself on new RSS items. So let's see whether they actually consolidate these RSS items. So you got RSS items here, and then we trigger, then select the new feed, which is RSS, and ours we did the Twitter thing, isn't it? Yep. Hang on. Our Twitter is a trigger. Yeah, it is a trigger. So it goes RSS and it gets the RSS every 16 minutes. Can you guys see this? Sorry. So every 15 minutes, it'll grab the RSS XML. And the trigger is... Okay, so this is one RSS setting. Yep. Send test event goes through. You will get an email. New item into feed. Send test event. We'll send an event address associated with PipeDream. Okay, looks like it's only one. Okay, we could do, let's do a simple trigger to Google what do you call it, Google spreadsheet, so we can see, because we can actually the reason why we can't show on the screen is because it's not really on the screen at the moment, is it? Yeah, that was a test event that we got just now. Let's go back. So let's pull out to Google Docs spreadsheet, Google Sheets, what they call. Add a single row, add multiple rows. Should you add multiple rows? Add a single row. Add single row to a sheet. What's the difference? Add a single row of data. Add single row. What's the difference? Let's see. So I got to reconfigure GoZulu account. Drive structure mode on. What is that? That's not doing anything, does it? Can I just save? Because all these are the... Maybe that's beta, that's why there was a problem. Let's try non-beta one. Okay. So add single row sheet. So sheet run on... Okay, I have that there, right? So params.columns is required. Enter the data to insert into the columns or spreadsheet ID. Okay. Let me see. So we got to go to Google Sheet first. Google what's it? Sheets. Okay, so and I named this as sentiment analysis and analysis. I can't type. Okay. And to get the how do you get the okay, can be extracted from the URL of the spreadsheet. So be which one? D A B C that one. Okay, and then you put it at here, and this is what we want to get. So we want it's actually just the sentiment step 3 step AWS Comprehend sentiment. So return response sentiment. I don't know whether it's actually going to enclose it into sentiment. So let's take a look. Events, full text. No, we don't want that. We want step, which is sentiment. Okay, that's the one. So we go select path, that one. Okay, that's another way to do it as well. So we add it into the select path. We want to also column 1. We want to select the one from the Twitter text and return value, which is this one. So then we have both the text and the sentiment, which is there. Okay, save this. Let's do a test run. I think we're going very slow at this point. So it might be a 3-part series. Okay, let's do this. So let's run the test event. Run. Requires property sheet name to deploy. Oh shit. Sheet 1. Where's sheet 1? Ah, there. Sheet 1. Come on, sheet 1. Okay. Okay, deploy. Let's run a test event. Executing. It's here. Grabbing the Twitter text. Takes a while to grab Twitter text. Wow, you saw that? It flows in here and automatically update my on another window. Should that be a tada? That's a good point, Mr. Trailers. I think I was too much of a simpleton. So let's grab those. So okay, just in case you're on the recording. So on chat, Trailer say, I saw neutral, but Comprehend returns numeric values for all the positive, negative, numeric, and mix. Are we getting and storing all those? So let's do that. Let us store that. So we go back into our workflow. That's a cool stuff. I mean, just imagine doing this in code. You saw all I did was just click. Not much coding. And the code is already here, and it tells you there's an error and whatever, like just not missing sheet. Just imagine you compile everything, build, and then run, and then Alexa say, I'm sorry. That would suck. Okay, so that was Google Sheet. So as you can see here, it actually comes only one time. But I don't know whether because I do a test event, that's why it's only one. But in actual fact, it will actually do like multiple inserts, right? In a real flow. So we'll see. But first, let's might as well get the what Trailer say. So this is how I do it, right? So we need to do this thing called detect sentiment command. So what you do is you go into AWS SDK 3 Node.js. I think it's that one. That one. Okay, and then you need the API reference. Where is the API reference? I got it somewhere. Maybe it's not here. Might be in the bottom, like a more API reference. Okay, so we got no, that's okay. We want that's correct. That was correct. But where is the API? Ah, there. I was in the wrong place. Damn. Whoa. Response doesn't know, but the response object has more data you can grab, I think. Ooh. I've already called it? Where's the response object? Yeah, you're right. So you got full text. So that's a trigger, that's a full text, and then a Twitter text, and I got that one. And then comprehend, which send the response object, which is from here. So you're saying that we can actually get more response here. Step comprehend. Oh no, I only respond sentiment here. That's why. So the response object itself, you say got more, right? So it's here that actually has more. How do I actually see what's a response in that call there? The response from here, right? So this response object got more. Oh, sentiment score dot positive. Okay, so I should just return response. How about that? That should work. Then I got sentiment, the return value. Oh, I need to run at least once, I think. So return value dot sentiment, right? And then you're saying that there's a few. That's what I was trying to find from here in the comprehend. So you go comprehend, and you go to I'm already in comprehend. Okay, so what was the call that I used? Comprehend sentiment. Oh, sorry, the command to be exact. So batch detect. It's not batch detect, but just detect sentiment, which is that one. So detect sentiment data, which is the rest. No, that's giving returns. Oh, where is it? Inspect return and prevailing sentiment. Data is a response object. Okay, that's correct then. Sentiment and sentiment score. Okay, got it. Then sentiment score dot positive. Gotcha. Good. So positive, negative, neutral, and mix. It's a float. Okay. So we got sentiment Do you think it's actually what's an actual? It'd be good if I actually see an actual JSON here or here. Actually, you know what? I can do a die and dump here. So response, right? Let me do a return value here. Because I don't want. I'll just do a save and send. Let's see what comes out here. Then maybe the whole JSON object is there. Then 75%. Okay, got it. Did I think it died. Oh. Did I? Oh no. Okay. What's the status code here? Ooh. Okay, obviously I can't send an argument. But what we have is here, that's what we want. Right? So we get what we want here, so that's cool. So here we want, if you want to build it up from scratch, you go steps, sentiment, return value, sentiment, that's correct. And then we want same steps, blah blah blah, ta-da, mixed. And then boom 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 chakawaka. No, overshot. Boom chakawaka. Cool. And there we go. Hey, this is fun. A lot of clicking and clicking. But it's kind of therapeutic. It's like almost ASMR. Click, 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 click. Neutral. Guess what's the next one? Man, this is cool. Positive. It actually sees the response. That's awesome. Okay, so now let's just remove this bugger. Let's run it again. Oh. Yep, I got it. Okay, so save is and deploy. Okay. Drum roll. Tingling. Oh no, it died. Did it die? No, no, it's running. What? Where's all the rest? Where's the rest of my... Oh, it's there. Why? Oh no, it's there. I just haven't updated. Oh, I deleted it. Oh shit. Sorry. It's just showing like this when in fact it's It is updated. See, it's just off screen, and I thought it didn't work. Damn you. Okay, so that is, how do I put it so that it's actually the second row onwards? Doesn't say that. Step comprehend, columns, parameters, structured mode off to enter area column values as expression. What's this? Enter data to insert into column. Click one blah, blah, or turn structured mode off to enter area of columns as an expression. Oh, okay, switch that one. Nope. Okay, maybe you just add it to one, and it always like the next batch you'll add the whole thing. Okay, let's see. It works. Come on, don't be sad. Okay, I think we got far enough there. Now, so trailers, you're saying that, so for example, this is mix. So the first one is can't tell now what it is. So mix, negative, neutral, positive. Mix, negative, okay. Mix, negative, neutral, positive. So positive is mix. So mix is above 50%, that's why it's like that. Okay. So if I turn on this thing, then it will trigger every 15 minutes, and we take a look at what's the outcome, which is there. So when I go to source, if I go to workflow and I turn this on, mix, but negative was the predominant sentiment in the mix, is that? Oh yeah, it said about 40%. Yeah, it's kind of like a sarcastic remark, I think. I don't know whether this should stay or be discarded or whatever. Anyway, so the thing is that every 15 minutes there's only as much as like we saw that there's like eight that particular time, right? So we can actually get more sample than needed there. So 35, there's a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so we got 10. So if we say run now, oh okay, let's say if we run now, whether it runs this whole thing. Oh no, it just runs it, but it doesn't trigger it out into the workflow. The workflow doesn't actually run. I might need to turn it on. Okay, let me turn it on. No, it wasn't 60 seconds. It was quite fast. It actually came and updated, but I didn't see it because I make the second column so long. When the first time before we do the changes, the second column was the sentiment itself, the text. So it immediately update. It looks like it immediately update. When the second one, it was just a number, and it should immediately update as well. But actually, did I run it? I did turn it on. Okay, I turn it on. Okay, now I'm turning it on. It's listening for new events, which should come here. I don't know when. Okay, let me think. Okay, so anyway, this is the. So that's 43. So the next one will be in what? 5 minutes. Okay. Let's carry on while we wait for 5 minutes to run and see whether how it's going to update this, whether it's a show shot or not. So Cardano mentioned then, as we know, it's on timer every 15 minutes. It goes through this. Every time it goes through, she grabs a batch of 10 tweets. I'm hoping that here it will just insert whatever it is, like 10 or 12, whatever, right? That we know that it runs this every batch. Now the thing is, this workflow, one run of the workflow, I'm not sure whether it runs it. So we know that it grabs this 10 every batch, but does it pass all those 10 thing down here? We know because I don't know, because when we do the test event just now, we don't know whether the test event just going to grab 1 instead of 10, right? So the best is like we see what happens here when we turn on list or event the next 4 minutes, whether it actually goes through and pass 10 of it here and then iterate through each one of those 10 and iterate to each one of those 10 for comprehend, and then iterate to each one of those 10 and then spits out like 10 here, right? So that's what we want to actually see. Yeah, but I don't know. We still. When do we make the announcement? We need to do some calculation first, right? So after this, do we? It all depends on whether this, once it passes this stage, whether it has run all those 10 things already, or do we need another workflow? That means once it finish here, then I will do we can do a trigger, right? In fact, we can carry on working, because as long as we don't deploy, we can test it internally. So it will. Okay, so it will do that, and when we run the test, they only send 1, right? What does it say here? End workflow. End execution this step. Later steps on the floor will not run. Okay, we don't want that. Send JSON to PipeDream queue. So this is another one we can do. So instead of sending to the Google Sheet, we can send it to the SQL service, or send yourself an email. But is it enough now? So damn, I can't tell how we do it, because this one doesn't help. This email yourself, it looks like, even though it says here every 15 minutes, right? And then it sends out 1. It might be in every feed read. There might be a few stories, right? New items and trigger. Oh, yeah. So new items will trigger this every 15 minutes, and then that once that trigger is done, Let's see whether we finish the sauce. See whether it runs already now. 29 minutes. Okay. No, 30 seconds run roll. 24, 23, 21, 20. So if everything is good, it should be probably 10 of it here. Okay. Then we might need another workflow that runs, that will batch it up, and then I don't know. that pulls out everything. It could be okay. So let's see what happened now. Ooh, you saw that? Did you see that? So only 3. What? What's this? What's this crap here? What's that? Oh yeah. It looks like it died here. See, it spits out nonsense here. Does Comprehend has a rate limit? Maybe I was running too fast. So this one is just okay. It just got some thing, got like a carriage return or something like that. That's why it comes in into 2 lines. But there's only 3 output here. So which is the first one was the salty. I bought this one. This one didn't ever appear. It's still running. Maybe it got stuck. Oh yeah, it is. That one failed. No, that was not the one we have. So that ran. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, you did give it, see? A1, A3, F3. Why is everything is the same row? A1, A3, F3. So it's overwriting each other. See? This one is different. A1, A2, F2. So that's why all the new ones was split into 2 rows. Did I interrupt it just now and then cause it to crash? No, it did crash into the second row already. The whole thing runs properly, but I think there's something wrong with Google Sheet updating, right? But that sort of okay, that sort of explains why. It doesn't explain why actually, but it hit. All we know, all we know that it's actually the workflow triggered 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 15 seconds, whatever. Okay. So to I think we, okay, go back to the workflow. So okay, now we know one thing. We know that the workflow just execute the whole thing. It executes 10 times or as many as 10 times, right? So every time it executes it, yep, correct. Or I just need to go. No, it is not. No, it's not. I don't think it's the Google Sheet that screws it up. If you take a look here, the events, right? On here, it writes to A2F2, A2F2. Why did it write to? Then it goes to A2, A3F3, and forever A3F3. This is A3F3. So it's kind of overwriting the. So you see, add single row, it update the data. Okay, we got that. That's fine. See, why did it do this? Then it updates all this data. But then this one is H3F3. It updates the same row. So if the A value is the same, it just updates the rest of the row. A value is the same. F3, A3, F3. But the A value is not the same. It's different. The sentiment is different, see? Everything is different. But it sends the calls to Google and it only updates. Maybe that's. Let me turn this off for a while, just so that it doesn't get a live event. So the problem was here, right? I think we need to do add multiple rows rather than add single row. There's something wrong with this. Oh, positive or neutral? Hang on. You're right, Mr. Threadless. So let's see. So that is neutral. Negative, no. Neutral. Positive. Positive. Negative. Neutral. 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 So we got some negative. Oh. You're saying there's no negative row. A single row to a sheet. Okay, so you're saying that if we put negative here, no, there is negative, so you're right, but there's only mixed, positive, neutral, and negative, right? But that doesn't show us why we have a mix here. That should be overwritten by one of the mix here. What's the mix? Neutral, negative, neutral. Ah, there's no mix. So you're right, Mr. Trailas. So if we have a negative here, no, because we have a negative, but they didn't create a negative row. So okay, this way, you know what? We should just dump it into DynamoDB. That'll be a lot easier. Or Airtable. Anyway, I think I might have to call it a day at the moment now. I have to have this hanging. Maybe I'll do a bit of offline research so you guys can help me as well. If you know how to sort of see what's the best approach to this, what we want to try to do is what Trade Russ mentioned. Yeah. And then go through it and then consolidate it, and we want to be in a consolidated fashion so we can process and then do some math on it. I think my next approach will be not calling to Google Sheet. I'll be calling to their SQL service. So I'll be inserting the JSON data inside there, so then we can just run an SQL commands on it. That'll be, I think, the most coolest, easiest. We see the table, then we can run an API that call the SQL whenever we need and do summation on it or division, whatever we want to call it, right? Then we can output the announcement. So needs to be a 3-part series now for those of you watching this recording. All right, thank you guys. It is midnight now, and let's see how we go. Thank you for your support and helping me through the way. Goodbye, people, and have a good weekend. So long. Bye bye.